All right, so today we're going to go over some nuances in forward head posture. We're going to cover 4 movements that I think get to the heart of this issue, and it's not all one thing going on that we just do a bunch of these to fix. If I'm forward like this, I'm short in my back cervical, long in my front cervical, short in my front thoracic, long in my back thoracic. We need low trap strength, we need thoracic extension, chest opening, we need throat up and back, chin lightly tucked to get deep cervical musculature strength, and we need to think of vertical real estate or decompression, getting lots of length in the front and back of the body since we're so used to closing it off in the front and elongating it in the back. So the first exercise we're going to do is to address that thoracic flexion or shortening on the front of the mid-trunk. So we're going to go into our thoracic arc, which is going to go somewhere between top and bottom of the sternum, across the shoulder blades. We're going to make sure that these ribs stay drawn back, a little bit of abdominal control, interlaced fingers behind the skull, thumbs down the sides of the neck, head fully rested here. Elbows can be close or wide. We're going to tuck the chin to get those deep cervical flexors engaged. And then we're letting gravity pull us back as far as we can go comfortably. We're going to keep our chin from jutting, keep our ribs from jutting. So in with the ribs, in with the chin to keep the back or nape of the neck long. So then we go back. And for 5 breaths in 2 or 3 different spots between top and bottom of the sternum. Not too close to the bra line, not too close to the tag of the shirt. We are going to do about 5 to 8 breaths. Every exhale after a low, slow nasal inhale to the waistline. We're going to imagine ourselves getting heavier, but still fully supporting the head, ribs in, chin in. And again, micro adjustments, hips down or up to change vertebrae and get another round. Never pushing too far back or forcing back. This is again helping us get extension in the mid-spine, lengthen the front of the trunk. The second movement is going to help downwardly rotate our shoulder blades since they're usually upwardly rotated and forward. And it's going to net us some external rotation of the shoulder joint, so because we're always pretty internally rotated. So next up, we're going to get into a Nordic Reverse Curl position. Feet behind knees, big Texas belt buckle tucks up and into the guts. Ribs stay in, not forward, so we don't want to hyperextend at the low back. This is nice and flush. Throat up and back, chin lightly tucked, crown tall. So from lymph nodes or front of the throat to kneecaps, I want to be nice and long. And from knee pits on the back to base of the skull through the nape of the neck, I'm also as long as I can be there as well. Once I get that initial posture, I'm going to reach those dumbbells, holding ends like this. You can also use steel clubs. I'm going to reach these down my back here without hyperextending. So tuck the belt buckle, ribs in, tall from knees to lymph nodes, tall from knee pits to base of the skull. And from this position, I also want to take 5 breaths to kind of relax into it. Every exhale, those dumbbells get heavier. My humerus or arm bone gets more and more close to vertical with my spine. And then once it's dropped nice and low, I'm going to make sure my shoulders or my traps are relaxed, letting my shoulder blades roll down the back of the rib cage. Once we're there, after 5 breaths, we're going to keep everything coming back together. So imagine somebody tipped you at the throat back just a couple inches until you feel the front of that neck musculature working just a little bit. Your quads and your abs are going to be working a bit more, but we're putting tension across a nice open front body. We're getting deep cervical flexors working. We're in extension in the mid-spine after our foam roller. This is a wonderful exercise to breathe and find some shaking in. If I'm tucking the pelvis, if I got the ribs in, if I'm long through the throat, nape of the neck, tall through the crown, chin in, dumbbells heavy, I should be able to find some vibration like this high oscillation muscle twitching, which is just a bunch of muscles getting long and strong together that don't know how to share the load, so they're kind of trying to wiggle around and figure it out. You want to ease into that shaking, you want to embrace it and try to lessen that over time, but it takes a long time and a lot of daily work to get there. So shake as long as you need to shake. It's an awesome sign that you're working good rehab. So from there, we hold for maybe 3 to 8 breaths, or work our way up into 2, 3, 4 rounds of 8 breaths. And we also want to, in a lot of that, make sure that we can lightly shake our head no without losing our long neck posture. So we know that our neck isn't overworking here. And you constantly want to check in and make sure that the shoulder blades are rolling down the back. We've got lots of space through here, laxity in the top of the shoulders. So now that we've got our extensors open in the mid-spine, we're going to go into a prone head raise and use that musculature to lift the head. And so now we're kind of addressing the low traps, but still some deep cervical vertebrae or anti-forward head musculature. So we're going to lay on the ground. We're going to imagine a big Texas belt buckle kind of sliding up towards our chin. Glutes are relaxed, low back is long. Diamond hands out in front of our head here. Shoulders lightly down away from the ears. And if I've got that good belt buckle tilt and I lift my face back like there was dog poop on the floor and I didn't want to smell it, we want to feel that here in the low trap area. We don't want to feel it happening in the low back or feeling that anterior pelvic tilt. So tuck, relax the glutes, diamond out front, don't smell the dog poop, shoulders down away from the ears. We should feel, again, this musculature through here, holding our head up and rolling our shoulder blades lightly down. Low, slow nasal inhale to the waistline. Exhale, maintain height, length of the back of the neck. Don't crunch the back of the neck here. Chin in, feel those deep cervical flexors working just a bit to keep the chin back into the throat, not too far. Don't want to cut off your voice here. So just a good amount where you can still make good vocal sound. Hold for 3 to 4 sets of 5 to 8 breaths and work your way up, conditioning those muscles that pull the head back in space. You've got to work the muscles that hold that position. You can't just stretch like a lot of people will tell you. Last but not least, we're going to hit the low traps with some arm movement here. So I like to sit like this. Keep my ribs in, tall crown. From lymph nodes to belt buckle, I'm nice and long. From hips to base of the skull, I'm nice and long. I'm going to lean forward without looking down or losing my head posture. I'm going to keep that length. Lean forward just a bit. Very small dumbbells in our hands, nothing over 5 pounds, or we'll have a harder time hitting those low traps. Don't have to be strong here. We're trying to hit very thin muscles. These low traps are tiny, thin, like a piece of beef jerky. Once we have that lean, we're going to exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale down. Try to stay long in the back body, long in the front body. You're going to do as many of these as you need to feel, again, the musculature through here, not down here. So don't let those ribs come up like this. So you're going to be using your low back to get your arms overhead. Tall, ribs in, lean forward, long and long. Using those low traps to move lightweight. And if you're doing it right and all those cues are set in place, you should be really lit up through here. Don't forget to check in with your head and neck too during those exercises. You can do a small head nod left and right. We know the neck isn't tensing up too much. So this one you'd work up to 3 to 4 rounds, 5 to 8 reps, maybe even 12 reps. Again, these are just numbers. Do what feels right. Exhaust the muscles we're trying to exhaust. Open the areas of the body we're trying to open, and see if that helps you. Instead of, getting up to a wall and doing 17 of these every day. Try that series, and I think you'll have a much better idea of how to keep your head up and back, and maybe even happens more subconsciously when you hit all those nuanced spots. So this is a more global approach to forward head posture. Let me know in the comments below if you like it. Subscribe to the YouTube if you'd like, and we'll see you next time.